Most people would benefit from some self-protection training, provided it is good self-protection training, of course. However, no one self-protection program can hope to be beneficial to everyone. Factors like location, age, and gender have a huge impact on the type of threat an individual is likely to encounter. The threats a child might face change throughout their mental and physical development. And when they hit adolescence, new threats. A woman is more likely to be physically hurt by her male partner. By contrast, an adult male, certainly one aged between 17 and 25, is more likely to be harmed in interpersonal violence in a socially violent situation with a complete stranger. Likewise, the nature of a business doing the responsible thing in booking a self-protection course needs to think about what the needs are for their staff. Just having a general self-protection course isn't really good enough, or you're not really getting the most out of that particular booking. Your self-protection course needs to be tailored in line with your business. What are the demands of your business? What sort of threat would your staff be most likely to face? If you're involved in retail, particularly if your employees are working on the shop floor, face to face every day with different customers, then de-escalation should be a big part of their self-protection program. If your employees are out on the road and they're going from house to house, in different people's homes or other businesses or anywhere off-site, then things like tactical escape are important, and understanding how to recce different locations might also factor into the self-protection program that you are booking. Self-protection has changed and evolved over the last century, and more than a century, if you like, right back to the 19th century when civilians, certainly in the UK, first encountered self-protection programs, making a distinction from self-protection and martial arts, subject for another day. But all along the way, it's always been about critique, criticizing what the status quo is with regards to combative training, training to defend an individual from violence. And the programs have evolved. And the latest pushback should be towards more bespoke programs that are tailored to the needs of the client. And those needs are dictated not just by a person's wants, what a person has in their mind self-protection should constitute. There's a lot of preconceptions about self-protection that we need to work against all the time. So managing an honest self-protection program is a big part of myth busting. That factors into an awful lot of the education that you are providing. But listening honestly, actively listening to clients ahead of a booking, doing due diligent research should be all part of what makes your course unique to that particular client. That is what the service that should be being provided. So if you're a business owner and you want to book a self-protection course, and I would advise that you do for the safety of your employees, especially with the rise of violence, of physical violence, consider what that course will contain. If you're a self-protection teacher, I would advise to engage in active listening as well as your own due diligence in researching the business and what would be the most likely threats that they encounter and the audience that you'll be teaching. What would be the best course of action for them on how to manage different situations. That way, we can start forming better connections with our students, with our clients. The people in the room need to form some sort of link towards the material that you are providing. They need to see that it's relevant. And I've seen it plenty of times and done it myself way in the past where individuals have come out of self-protection courses and they love it. And there's plenty of people who will tell you that they've done really good self-protection, they enjoy it. But when you actually break it down, you find out that it's not necessarily relevant to their particular walk of life and the type of threats they're likely to encounter based on all the factors I mentioned earlier on. That gives people a good feeling, and maybe it's good team building, but the purpose of the self-protection course is to make people safer, and it can't be safe if it's not directly relevant to the individuals who are taking the course. And on some level, mentally, they need to connect. They need to connect to it. They need to see that it will be something that they can immediately put into their everyday behaviors. If they see the relevance and they see the importance to what you're teaching, which all comes from tailoring, all comes from listening, all comes from researching, then you're going to be producing a far more effective self-protection course. And the people who are booking it, the clients out there, which this video is mainly for, take those things into consideration. Demand more from your self-protection teachers. Ensure that your staff are getting the very best service that they deserve in order to live safer and happier lives.